Welcome back to Ask the Lawyer. I'm your host, Brenda Teal. Here to answer your legal questions about personal injury today is personal injury attorney Roderick White from the law offices of Roderick White. Just call the number, Roderick Christopher White. Just call the number that you see on your screen. It's 877-846-7370, or email your question to roderick@igotyu.net. Now, call right now because we're running out of time. We only have about, 7 more minutes. Even if the show is off, your phone call will still be answered, okay? 877-846-7370, 24 hours a day. Of course, you can email him also at roderick@igotyu.net.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. We've got Darren on the line right now from Fort Worth. Go ahead, Darren.
Yes, I was in an accident, and the lady that was in front of us caused the accident. And the attorney only went after the lady that caused the accident, but the guy that was driving the 18-wheeler that was in the accident was the one that hit us. Should we go after the guy that hit us in the 18-wheeler because he was the one that hit us, even though the lady caused the accident? That's my question.
All right, thank you for your call.
And that's a good question. You know, the concept of negligence does not limit itself to only one person being at fault.
Okay.
There is the idea of multiple people, 2, 3. It's very often in automobile accidents, especially in truck accidents, where there's more than one person at fault. So the short answer to his question is yes, there is potentially more than one person at fault, both the driver of the 18-wheeler and the driver of the passenger car. And not only just the driver of the 18-wheeler, also the company who employs the driver of that 18-wheeler. Was he appropriately trained to avoid that accident? Was he appropriately supervised to avoid that accident? Those are questions that only a lawyer, only an experienced personal injury lawyer is going to ask.
Right, because most people wouldn't think of those questions to ask. The number to call is 877-846-7370. We do have time for an email question now. This one from Mike in Fort Worth. He writes, is there any way to tell how much my car wreck case is really worth?
Well, what a case is worth depends on a whole host of different factors, okay? The reality of it is the initial starting point is, what were your medical bills? And in theory, a person with $10,000 worth of medical bills probably went through more pain and suffering than someone with $2,000 worth of medical bills. So you start with, what are your medical bills? How much pain and suffering did this person go through? How many lost wages? How much time did this person miss from work? How has this affected someone's life? And so those are the questions that we have to ask, that we have to make sure that insurance companies and large corporations address in appropriately compensating the little guy for the damages that they cause.
Yeah, I would imagine also if their work is affected, are they still able to perform the same type of service or work that they did prior to the accident?
What you're addressing there is a complete lifetime injury. Because the reality of it is, if before this wreck, I was capable of earning $100,000 a year for the next 20 or 30 years, but after this accident, I'm only capable, even though I'm going to grit this out and I'm going to continue trying to take care of my family, but you know what? I'm only able to earn $50,000 a year. So for the entire rest of my working life, I'm only able to earn 50% less. And no insurance company, no large corporation is going to help you address that idea. Only a personal injury lawyer is.
And I love your passion behind it as well.
Well, thank you so much. We're here for the little guy.
Love it. Listen, the number to call is right there on the screen. It's 877-846-7370. Even though we don't have any more time here, the phone lines are still open, so please give Roderick a call. Thank you so much, Roderick, for joining us today, and thanks to the offices of Roderick C. White. Remember, even though the show is over, your phone calls and emails will still be answered. The number is 877-846-7370, or email roderick@igotyu.net. Until later, I'm Brenda Teal. Have a wonderful day.
This program is sponsored by the law offices of Roderick C. White. and features legal questions from viewers. Nothing in the program establishes attorney-client privileges.